Good morning. Today's Sunday, June the 19th, and it's Father's Day today. And also, I know tomorrow is Juneteenth holiday, which is now a national holiday. And being from Texas, I'm glad that we've made it a national holiday. That's the day that even months after the Civil War had been declared over and the North was victorious, reuniting the country, Texas waited several months before they gave freedom to the slaves in the state, which I didn't know or hadn't remembered that. But I'm really glad that we're opening up our history and learning more about it, and that we've recognized it. So that's a good thing. But for all of you who are fathers or who have a father, so where I'm including everybody, think about the men in your life who have been positive role models for you, or been there for you, or gave you birth. And think about all of the men you know, and just celebrate them. And both of my brothers I think about, and other men in my family. My dad's been gone a long time, but he was a wonderful dad. And my younger brother sent me a picture yesterday, and it had all of when my mother's family, my grandfather's there, holding a little, like a baby, about a year-old baby, maybe a little bit older than that. And then all son-in-law, son, and another son-in-law. So my dad and my two uncles are in the picture, and my grandfather, and they all have their boys in front of them. They're little. But my grandfather is holding this almost a toddler in his arms, and my younger brother and I can't figure out who he's holding. And it doesn't look like my younger brother is a baby. It might be, but it doesn't look like it. So I realized that all of the women in the family, well, all of those men are dead, and the boys they're holding one has passed and the other three are living. But we can't, the women in the family would be the ones who would know. I mean, that would be something I would call my mother and ask her about, or call one of the two female cousins who died a few weeks ago. So that was kind of sad. I kept thinking, who would know? Well, my mom would know, but she's not here to, we could talk about it. So think of the men in your family and the women in your family, and just all the male characters in your life who have been supportive of you, who have been kind to you, who you've learned something from. And reach out if you have a dad to give a call to or be with today, or if you have just anyone in your family that you can call and say, thanks for being a good guy. Thanks for being there. So that's sending out compassion to you if you feel like you don't have those people in your life anymore. And probably you do have other people you can think of on Father's Day or Mother's Day. So today, oh, there's my big cat. He must know. He must come to listen to me. Maybe he's not trying to find squirrels to harass. Maybe he just wants to come and listen to me talk. He always shows up about this time. So today I want to start, so I don't forget, to read the loving kindness peace in Ukraine, the intention that a group of people around the world are saying individually, but letting their energy come together 11 a.m. our time, Central Time, every day. And I think it's a beautiful thing to be doing this. So let's read it. I'll read it, and at 11, if you want, you can say it again and know that you're with a lot of other people. Our intention is that peace in Ukraine be immediately, completely, and permanently restored in that country with no further loss of life, and that the country maintain its sovereignty as an independent democratic nation. So this is a way not to forget those people and to keep our mental intention to be supportive of them. Sometimes that's all we can do, but that can be a lot. And then I also want to read, this is another set of intentions that a lot of people do daily, and it was just put together this way by Sylvia Boorstein. So it's worded a little differently from the 5 precepts, but it's essentially the same thing. And these are good to do every day, every morning. And traditionally, people will say them out loud. It can be the beginning of your meditation or when you wake up in the morning. On behalf of myself and all beings, I intend to refrain from consciously hurting anyone. I intend to refrain from overtly or covertly taking what is not mine. I intend to be sure that my speech is kind as well as true. I intend to refrain from addictive behaviors that confuse my mind and lead to heedlessness. That can help you with a good start to the day. And I also, when we're meditating today, because I'm not going to be reading, but I do want to read as we meditate, and it will be a meditation on compassion. Let me make sure I have the right paper. No, this is a different one. Okay, well, I thought I picked up the right paper. Well, this is good. This is about ethical behavior and conditions of intention. This might be good to read, and then we can sit and you can just let this be. This might even be better after reading 2 different sets, a set of intentions about Ukraine and the precepts as intentions. So, we want to be, this book is about, this is from a book that I'm reading in another senior Sangha group. And one of the chapters in this book is about gathering the conditions of intention and ethical behavior. There is a synergy between ethics and awareness. Ethical conduct is conducive to the free and open mind of awareness. And awareness sensitizes us to wisdom of refined conduct. Awareness is open and inclusive, based in metta, loving kindness, and naturally does not incline to harm. Yet habitual patterns based in ignorance, self-grasping, and self-cherishing guide us to separation and violence, to ourselves and others. Ethics is about restraining these inclinations. We become decent human beings. As such, we can emerge from a tiny state of mind to the openness of sky. So I think just those words are beautiful. Let me ask, I'm going to read some questions that are reflections for either a discussion or you can just reflect on them as we're sitting. Volition shapes our karma. We have many intentions. Do you have a primary intention that guides your life? A pointer to your primary intention could be, why do you meditate? How are you in the simplest times with yourself? What are your primary intentions that underlie your decisions about what to do and be throughout the day? What gives your life meaning? What gets you up in the morning? If we know what our deepest intention is, we can use it as a guide throughout our day. It might help say it out loud to yourself, and then we can practice all day long. And thinking of ethical behavior, bring to mind the list of ethical guidelines. Can you reduce the guidelines into one clear guideline? Do you have a guideline for your own ethical behavior? This may be more instinctive than verbal. How does your ethical behavior energize and enhance your intention? How does your intention energize and enhance your ethical behavior? How can ethical behavior reduce grasping to self? Be aware of your ethical thoughts, choices, and behaviors as you go through the next few days, particularly with speech, since this is our main activity. Observe the consequences. This is good. Observe the consequences. How do they affect your mind? How do they make you feel? Does noticing the effect make you want to do it more? What do you imagine the consequences could be if you had acted unethically in these situations? So those are very good, some very good questions and very good things to think about. So if we set our minds at the beginning of the day with our intentions, I think that really opens us up to be thinking about them during the day. Our intentions, our ethics. So why don't we practice now? And if you want to, you can just let all of that go, or just have your mind be clear and just see what rises up for you. So when we meditate today, I'd like us to just sit. Anyone can do this. This can be relaxing. This can help you. Today I'd like us just to be aware of what arises in us and the feelings that we observe in the body. We may observe and try to keep it to pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. Be aware if things shift, and as you're relaxing and breathing, you may have a reaction to something going on outside, something rising up in your body. You may have a reaction to some kind of painful or pleasant feeling in your body. And if you feel neutral, there's nothing. Try to be aware on a more subtle level. The same way we can observe our subtle breath if we're breathing and noticing it just around the nostrils. And it's a little bit easier to be aware of breath if we're observing breathing in our belly with the rising and contracting of the belly. And we want to keep being more and more aware at a more subtle level. So we go beneath the neutral feeling and see if there's something leaning towards pleasant or leaning towards unpleasant. And these are feelings. And if that doesn't make sense to you, just be with the breath, and just keep coming back to the breath. And some of the questions or the ideas about setting intentions or discovering what our intentions are, or looking back and kind of looking at the day that way at the end of the day. So let your spine be stretched out, uplifted. Even if you're on the floor, just stretch it out. Roll your shoulders back. And just let the breath be your focus. Not trying to keep the breath at any even keel. We're observing the breath, being aware of the body breathing. And we just observe the breath. We'll notice differences between each breath, which is very normal. So you can notice, this breath is deeper. And there might be a shallow breath you notice. A long breath or a short breath. Just let your awareness be curious about your breath. If you're thinking you can't feel anything, just be with that. How does it feel to be unable to feel anything? Try to go a little bit deeper and just notice even the slightest feeling of pleasant or unpleasant. A breeze on your skin, moving across your skin, may feel pleasant, but after a while, you might notice that breeze is a little bit too much, and it becomes unpleasant. Just be aware of that. Be aware of changes. Your posture may start out feeling good, feeling pleasant, and after a while, you may feel restless, which might be unpleasant. Whatever is going on with you. Just keep coming back to your breath. Allow your thoughts to just come and go. Don't hang on to them. Don't fight with them. Don't push them away. Just see the thought. You can think, thinking. Just watch it fade away when you don't feed it with attention. Now, as we finish our time together, we can send merit. May everything I do and say and think today be done not only for my own benefit, but for the benefit of all living beings everywhere throughout the universe. May I be a refuge for myself and for all others. Thank you. May all of you be well. May you be happy and may you be peaceful. And may you reach out to the people you love today, especially the men in your life. So, have a good day, and I'll see you Tuesday morning. Thanks.